All right, let's talk Tyler Shuck of the New Orleans Saints. Second round pick, 40th overall selection. We got to see a little bit more preseason. Spencer Rattler's beginning the first team reps. It seems like Shuck. We'll see when we get to see him in an NFL game if we do. But we got to see some more preseason. So let's talk about what happened. This play, it's going to be man coverage. A lot of routes going over the middle, right? Shuck takes a snap, and again, 3rd down and 3. So just trying to gain 3 yards right here. You see this route seems like it could be able to accomplish that. You just have to get it to the 34-yard line, so just past, a couple yards past where he currently is standing. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a guaranteed, conversion just because you get the completion. A completion should happen here. This is open. But you want to hit him in a way where he can fall forward and pick up the first down. Sure, if it's 4th and 1, you can go for it. You don't even want to take that chance, though. You see Shuck is going to flip it, and there, throws a perfect strike there. Nothing crazy. But again, that is one thing I have liked about Tyler Shuck is the easy stuff looks easy. Like, listen, we can compare him to some other rookie quarterbacks that I'll just leave unnamed right here. But some other rookie quarterbacks that we've seen this preseason have not made the easy things look easy. They look difficult. For Shuck, at least the easy things look easy. Like heading over to here, I also think that he makes some impressive plays as well. And I think, personally, I think this was by far and away his best preseason performance. I thought he played very well. And it wasn't just making the easy stuff look easy. It was also something like this. It's a man coverage, one-on-one matchup. Shuck is going to take the snap. He looks over in that direction. He fires in that direction. And as of right here, again, not wide open whatsoever. But really what you want to do is just give your receiver a chance. You can't throw it and catch it too, as Giselle famously said back in the day. But you know what? Just give your receiver a chance, and a lot of times good things will happen. On this one, he throws it up. The good thing did not quite happen there. But, again, I still like the play. I still like the decision, the ball placement, all that stuff. You can only do so much. That was Mason Tipton, who couldn't quite haul that one in. But, still, again, we're evaluating the quarterback. You can evaluate a quarterback even if a situation isn't ideal. We can talk about the situation, actually, because it wasn't ideal. For one, there was some stuff like this is going to be a drop. I thought the receivers weren't always quite able to hang on to some passes. Also, this next play is another, I don't know if this is on him or the receiver or what, but it's a 3rd down and 6. You have a receiver running a curl route. And watch as when this play begins. I mean, you see, it looks like it's overthrown on first glance. It also looks like the tall receiver there did not do a lot of effort to try and go up and make that grab on top of it. Not saying he would have caught it, but it didn't seem like it was that far out of his reach. I don't know. That's Kelvin Austin Jr., who wasn't quite able to make that play work. And also, that might have just been a communication thing, too. Did Shuck think he was going to take 2 steps further deep, and then it would have been an easy throw? I just don't know there. So, again, just things looking a little clunky out there at times. That did happen. But there were times where things looked clunky, but I also was impressed with Shuck in that situation, right? So like this play, this happened a few times. The Broncos were kind of selling as though they're blitzing, but they're not going to blitz. Instead, they'll drop back and, play zone coverage. Okay, understood. But because of that, watch what can happen. Shuck takes the snap. He looks over here, and because the Broncos players are kind of out of position due to pretending as though they could be blitzing, you have a bit of a window right here for Shuck to hit a tight end. Watch as you see, gets the ball over there, can't quite be hauled in. Again, wasn't an easy play, but I don't hate that ball placement at all from Tyler Shuck. Again, you got to get it away from the defender, right? And quite frankly, at the NFL level, if you have to adjust your body and make a tough catch like that, it wasn't too fast. That's the one want to see your tight end catch. It is, even if it maybe could have been a little bit closer to the middle of the field. I don't think that's crazy. It could have been closer to the middle of the field, but I don't mind that play at all from Shuck. And we also saw some good plays. In fact, let's just go to another. This is the same tight end, Maliki Matavo. It's tough with the preseason names. I'm doing my best here. But you see this play is another interesting one, kind of similar to what we were talking about, where selling us that are going to be blitzing. Shuck takes the snap, and it's not a blitz. Now you have to make a post-snap read, right? You don't fully know what you're going to do going into the play. Now you have to react to something like this, which I actually think if I'm a offensive coach on the sideline, I'm kind of happy if a defensive coordinator is doing this in the preseason. Just makes it easier for you to evaluate. This is more close to what an NFL game would do. Obviously, in preseason, things are a lot more simple. But anyway, you see Matavo here, the tight end, and looks like he's getting into a gap in coverage, but he's actually going to cut back towards the bottom of the screen. Obviously, Shuck knows that because he's, he knows the playbook as well. But watch this really well-timed and really accurate throw and a nice catch as well. And they're able to pick up a first down on 3rd down and 3s. So again, you saw these types of plays, the simple, consistent, running the offense type of plays, which is what you want to see out of a quarterback. This is not a first-round pick, but like, hey, what you want to make sure he can do is just be okay that if he gets thrown into the fire, whenever he gets thrown into the fire, he can handle it. Something like this, an important thing for him to be able to do. This is the 2nd down and 7. He takes a snap, and due to it being broadcast footage, I can't tell what's down the field, but he can, and he doesn't love what he sees. Okay, you don't have to throw it down the field. You can throw a check down, which a lot of young quarterbacks don't love to do because in college, it seems like guys are always open. But here, he knows to just flip it to his halfback. Halfback does some nice work, and they're able to pick up a decent amount of yards right there. Again, head coaches love that stuff, and offensive coordinators love that stuff. If you can just understand when to throw the checkdowns, when to make it easy on everybody, well, then that's something that can certainly help. So okay, he has that stuff, but also I got to go over here. I got to talk about this as well. It's going to be a 1st down and 10 situation, and they're going to run a quarterback keeper. So I'm pretty sure this is not a true option play. I think he's going to be taking this from the jump right here, but set up as though it's an option play. Watch as he fakes a handoff, keeps it himself. The edge rusher moved very far in because, again, you don't really think of Tyler Shough as like an athlete quarterback. That's just not how you view him. But honestly, he is a player who can move, and, hey, why not utilize that? Watch, they're going to see he does show off his athleticism there, and he's able to get into a touchdown. You get into the end zone for a touchdown. No one's going to compare him. No one's going to mistake him for Kyler Murray, right? But like, no one's going to mistake him for Tom Brady either. He can move enough, and I mean that in terms of the rushing. It wasn't meant as an insult. He's a guy who can move, right? So there is that as well. Again, was this a perfect performance from Tyler Shuck? Not exactly, but again, the downsides, I don't fully know how much blame I put on him. I thought the offense looked very competent when he was out there. Again, it's preseason. We're getting, to the point where you're playing with backups against other backups. Like, the kind of is what it is. But as a whole, after weeks 1 and 2, I think I was like, okay, we'll see what happens when he gets some NFL time. Like, will he be able to handle things or will he not be able to handle things? I think now that we've seen him for a bit, I'm like, you know what? I think I wouldn't feel horrified if he had to come in and play a game. Again, there's some quarterbacks that, down on the depth chart, if they have to come in and play, you're like, we're in trouble. I don't know if this will go so well. For Shuck, I don't know if he's one of those guys. So for me, he's someone that I do kind of trust there to some degree. Again, I'm not saying I'm expecting him to light the world on fire if he gets thrown in, but like, yeah, this was a very, I think a very competent performance from Tyler Shuck in the preseason. You can take away whatever you want with that, but hey, I'm making this video, you're watching this video. We both to some degree agree that preseason matters. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.